All right, we're going to talk about a word today. A word that, let's be honest, probably brings a pretty specific and maybe not so great image to mind. Hacker. But what if I told you that image is only half the story? Stick around, because you might just start seeing that word in a whole new light.
Go on, do it right now. When I say the word hacker, what pops into your head? I'm willing to bet it's something like a shadowy figure in a dark room, hoodie pulled way down, with lines of green code just scrolling endlessly down the screen. You know, the classic movie villain of our digital age, right?
And look, to be fair, that stereotype didn't come from nowhere. Malicious hacking is a very real, very serious threat. But that's just one piece of the puzzle. Today, we're going to flip the script and focus on the other side of the coin, the side where hackers are actually the good guys. So here's where it all splits. This is the fundamental difference. On one side, you've got your black hat hacker, the criminal. Their goal is pretty simple: exploit systems for their own gain. They have zero permission, and the outcome is always damage, theft, and chaos. But then you have the white hat, our ethical hacker. Their goal is to report vulnerabilities for defense. They have explicit, legal permission. And the outcome? Stronger, better security for everyone. It's the exact same skill set, just a completely different moral compass. So, with that, let's properly meet the hero of our story today, the ethical or white hat hacker. So, what is ethical hacking really? Well, at its core, it's the authorized practice of poking and prodding a system's defenses. It's all about finding the weak spots before the bad guys can. And the two most important words on this screen, the ones you absolutely have to remember, are legally and responsibly. You know, this chart gives us a great little map of the hacking world. You've got the illegal black hats on one end and the totally legal white hats on the other. But then there's this really interesting middle ground, the gray hat hacker. They might mean well, but if they're acting without permission, they are walking through a legal minefield. It's a tricky spot to be in. For our purposes, though, we're staying laser-focused on the ones who are firmly on the right side of the law. Now, in the professional world, you're probably not going to see white hat hacker on someone's business card. These experts go by much more formal titles, like penetration testers or pen testers for short, security analysts or security consultants. Okay, so why should you care about any of this? Because the work that these digital defenders do has a direct, and I mean direct, impact on your online life every single day in ways you might not even realize. Let's just look at their core mission. They're on the front lines, working to stop those massive data breaches we're always hearing about in the news. They're the reason your banking app and your private messages have a fighting chance of staying, well, private. By finding and fixing these holes, they don't just save businesses from financial ruin, they build the trust that allows all of us to use the internet with a little more peace of mind. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? Defenders of the digital world. It's not just about code and computers, it's about protection. They really are the modern-day guardians for our incredibly interconnected lives. So how do they do it? Well, it's not random or chaotic. It's a super methodical process. It's a strategic playbook. The whole point is to think exactly like an attacker, to anticipate their moves, find the same weaknesses they would, and then build a better, stronger defense. Here's a quick look at that playbook. I like to think of it like a bank hiring the world's best safecracker to test their brand new vault. Now, what's the very first step? Permission, always. Getting that explicit written go-ahead. Then comes the cool technical stuff. Gathering intel, scanning for any way in, and actively finding those vulnerabilities. But the final step is the most critical: reporting. The safecracker doesn't steal the money. No way. They give the bank a detailed report that shows exactly how to make that vault door stronger. And this right here, this is the absolute, non-negotiable cardinal rule. It doesn't matter how pure your intentions are. Without permission, it's illegal, period. That single piece of paper is the bright, shining line that separates a security professional from a criminal. This incredibly important work isn't just some niche hobby either. It's a massively high-demand career. This methodical, strategic process we just talked about, that's the day-to-day work for a whole army of professionals. They are the guardians of our data, and it's quickly become one of the most critical jobs in the modern world. This skill set translates directly into some of the hottest jobs on the market. Companies of all sizes are desperately looking for ethical hackers, penetration testers, and cybersecurity analysts to protect their systems and, by extension, protect all of us. And that's really the bottom line. The more connected our world becomes, the more we need these digital defenders. The demand is absolutely skyrocketing.
It's one of the fastest growing and, frankly, most important career paths in the entire tech industry today.
So let's just end with this question. In a world that is literally built on data, who are you going to trust to defend it? The next time you hear the word hacker, maybe the image that comes to mind won't be that villain in a hoodie. Maybe, just maybe, it'll be a hero working behind the scenes to keep all of us just a little bit safer online.